want to play games with him. And there is Mojo. You take it easy, dude. We will catch you in a wee bit. I'll keep living up London for you. Don't worry. I'll let them know we're representing. Changing in the radio stations I can to 108.9. You know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying. Okay. In the meantime, let me clear all these cars and pesky tourists out of Piccadilly Circus. Like there's ever tourists in Piccadilly Circus. Pfft. That's a nice car. Would it be a shame if you crashed it? Get him. That's a plain taxi. Wouldn't it be a shame if you drove forward? Oh shit, you got him pretty good actually. That was a good one. Let's try that again. You both did well. Oh, you got stuck on the first hurdle. What about you? Oh, you've gone through. Oh, no. You did cause a bit of ruckus. Let's do the mission. I'll have a little wait. Should I call these who's boss? Come here, you slags.
London, you've been lied to.
Of course you're going to do this bit at night. It's much nicer atmosphere with the lights.
Intend to permanently control this city.
Is he not even trying to change his voice?
Ideal targets at a Towan conference, Parliament and King's College Hospital. I'll provide overseas tactics for logistics, but you
This could be like deep fake voice type shit. Cassette boys just helping Dead Set.
Nigel Cass collaborated with a terrorist to bomb this city. Then he set up an drone program called Themis that will target you based on your stolen data.
I will not allow anyone, not even myself.
Did you show in the public snuff film right now? And she's just like, snuff. I like watching murder.
Actually, fuck that. Resist.
Not bad if I do say so, innit?
Hey, mate.
Hey, that's the guy's voice from the movie.
Your hermitage finally wore out its welcome.
Yeah, well, can't lock myself away from the world forever.
Could do.
Got a lot to make up
Easy.
for, don't I?
Just get a big bolt.
Besides, you sorry lot need all the help you can get. Check it.
Check it, not help. Don't help, just, watch. We could go murder them, it's fine, I'll get away with it.
You can lead Albion to war,
I just might get
but you
arrested with
can't
bullets.
make
He just ran. So she's totally like, scatter! Trying to be Batman and shit. In Gotham. London.
Sent that to every
Taxis want to see the shows.
They're
Grace.
gonna have it on the loop
Kelly?
for a while. And when the people
Doesn't look.
tweet
I don't know what
it
Grace Kelly
means,
looks like. Probably not that
Cass is
though.
done.
That's
They'll be
Grace Kelly right
removed,
there. I'm sure of it.
Prosecuted for high treason, they'll have no choice. We've done it. Congratulations, team.
You know what would be nice?
Well
right
done,
now?
everybody.
A glass of sparkling white and an evening in the red light district.
Oi,
There
oi.
is still the matter of Zero Day. You know, the rogue hacker group that conspired with Cass and Mary Kelly to blow up London.
Jesus, Bagley, all work and no play. Give the squad a second or two to bask in our victory. Safe to say it won't last long.
Oh, yeah, nice. I know sometimes it shows something about a football thing, and I've never caught it in time, so I kind of want to wait until I see it. Here we go. Football fracas continues. Something about Tower FC. Tower FC
This
players
is the reaction you
declared in
expected,
Europe
but
investigation.
Nigel Cass is in the news again.
Further call for FPL tactics, and so West Ham are being investigated in this world. Bullshit. We did nothing wrong. We're always being investigated just because of Tebas. Just because we did do dodgy business doesn't mean we're guilty for it. Oh shit! That was like a. That was almost like a strike in these sort of terms.
By the government or anyone else, I will die first.
All right, let's go kill him, I guess.
They're calling for blood. They'll have it. This city belongs to me. I am its shepherd.
I think it belongs to
and
the
I will
Queen
slaughter
legally,
my
right?
flock before I relinquish it.
Cass has barricaded himself in his White Tower
Whoa.
headquarters and threatened to kill anyone that tries to stop him.
Huh.
He is heavily armed and
Right.
considered extremely dangerous.
Okay. I'm gonna switch to my preferred gun lady then.
Shit.
Fam. Oh, she's got 10 minutes to go. Could you just not be arrested for 10 more? Don't be a dick.
He's gone off the deep end. He's
Well, I suppose
already
he's got a
taken
big
to
old
the
gun.
streets in his state.
We have no choice. We have to get to White Tower and stop him.
Alright, let's get to White Tower. Just don't trust any of these cars right now. I'm an idiot. You're the one whose bike just disappeared. Oh, look at this car. Oh, I missed fireworks. Well, shit. Okay, so we got to go murder Nigel Cass.
Auto drive now enabled.
Okay. Punks, I'm not doing anything wrong. Nah, they were. I think they was like in Europe, which is pretty accurate because West Ham are going to finish in Europe, or at least Europa, which is still Europe. We're at least going to finish there this year for surezies. Oh yeah, I'm trying to not listen to DMC music when we don't have to. Here we go.
I for one believe that there are no medical shortages.
Get him!
Auto drive now disabled.
Oh, it drives too slow.
Suggested it might just be extreme period pain and prescribed me a drink of water and an astrology chart.
We can't be too far away from them just prescribing stiff upper lip.
My uncle had a liver move due to diabetes. They halved his insulin because they said there was less of him to be diabetic.
So, people don't believe what you read or hear about there not being enough medical drugs.
Oh!
It's not true. It's hospital hogwash. It's pharmaceutical flim flam.
And I'm currently not streaming with Pecora or Kyle, but they recently suggested that I wear socks, and I was like, that's a good shout, so I put them on there. And now my feet are warm.
They're also lying. Do you not believe your doctor saying, sorry, we're fresh out of that, you're going to have to eat a carrot and pretend?
I was hoping my quick hack was going to show up quickly there, but it did not do that.
For it contains the only medicine any of us truly need. Stirring music, please, producer Chris. Freedom. The medicine of British freedom.
Sorry.
Analgesic knowledge that however ill you may be, Bloom are keeping an eye on things for you.
This probably hasn't taken 10 minutes to drive across the city, has it? I want my pro hitman, she's dope.
Obviously, I don't entirely mean that, because what is the first rule of the third millennium?
Don't talk about Fight Club.
Tells you something is fake news. What is it?
Don't talk about Fight Club.
A 110% cast iron tungsten coated
Don't kill me!
Cosmically immutable, scientifically unarguable fact. But surely, Alice, the more important question for all these medicine freaks whinging on about feeling a bit poorly or having a fatal but curable illness and slowly dying unnecessarily is this: do we actually need medicine? If you today got diagnosed with a potentially fatal illness,
do we need medicine? Maybe not right now. He has a pretty good gun. It's a Buckingham Palace guard. We're not actually at Buckingham Palace. I don't think we need to go in there coy because this guy's holding up, trying to murder us anyway. We could go in with the spy. I mean, he's got a shotty, but maybe just stick with this one. It had a good amount of ammo, I guess, but who was the other one with a decent array? This sprayer. That's the weapon I like using with the chick, so we'll go with the Buckingham Palace guard. Although, if I remember rightly, he has a horrible accent, so I do apologise for that. No, it's not my fault, but I'm just choosing him, so like, I guess I'm choosing to put you through it, but blame the game.
You're it. Ready to go?
Anytime, anywhere.
Oh, actually, no, he's right. Okay, his voice isn't actually that bad at all. I thought he was someone completely different. That's good. Let's change into our proper uniform, though. I like being in my West Ham outfit, but if we're murdering, we need to be representing London. This is Queen shit, you know what I'm saying? Now, how do I get in? I guess that could be helpful.
Mate, Nigel's got a private bunker under this place where he likes to tweak his toys.
Is it?
I'll bet he's barricaded himself down there.
I bet you're
Won't
right.
be anyone but the true believers around the compound.
Let's put an end to chaos and his activities for good.
Untrue believers, Stan Lee's fans?
Reinforcements are limited to whoever's faffing about nearby.
I'd best be able to jump up here. Also, I hope my Busby doesn't give me away. Are you a good guy or a dickhead? You look like a good guy. Oh yeah, this guy has a box for a helmet. Has this twat on it? Nice. I only ever saw that before. I didn't see the twat. That's good. I like that. Cool. Who doesn't like twat on their box? You can live, just don't be a snitch. But I also lose my Busby this way, which is a bit saddening.
Hold it.
Nice, say cheese. I forgot to say cheese. Say cheese. Okay, cool. Oh, you. Oh, no, 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 no. I'm your friend. I'm your friend. It's true, otherwise you'd have to kill me, right? Then shoot back. Why just tell everybody about it, man? She's probably a streamer. Those people are the worst, right? Jeez. I'm going in. Ah! Why would you set off traps? I'm on your team.
Men and women of Albion,
I'm simply a box.
your true enemy has
Nothing more.
finally shown its
Nothing
face.
less.
It's masked.
I am masked, yeah, that's true.
What can we expect of cowards?
I'm not a coward. I'm just loyal to my box. Oh shit, we're getting fucked up hard though. He's gonna die, he's gonna die. Oh, I'm gonna die hard. Who's killing me? Who's killing me? That whatever that was. Could you stop?
I found
Oh.
the answer to our problem and I
Fucking
will not stop
hell.
until it's brought to fruition.
Oh, louder.
That's what you want to come up against. You want to test my resolve? Come try.
It's getting violent. Can I not climb over spikes? I'll be careful. Promise. I'm guessing I probably have to get inside the building in order. Oh no, I can go up here to get this thing. Who's seeing me?
Sure, what the fuck is that?
What? You don't need reinforcements.
Drone's been deployed to apprehend the suspect.
You don't need drones. Oh shit. Oh, we're getting shot from. Oh, fucking hell. No shit, shots fired. Oh, the fucking grenades fired. If stuff would just stop shooting me, you know, this would get easier. Oh, okay, if I give myself up though, you're gonna kill me, or are you actually gonna... Actually, they do actually take me in, don't they? They don't ever just kill me to their credit. No, it's a bee. Oh shit. Oh no! This may kill me. Whoa. Might as well get some ammo. Okay, so they don't actually know where I am right now. Now they do. Oh, damn. It's getting tense. I'm pretty sure I've taken their army out though. Beyond this last drone now that's just doing a sweep for me because he's chill. I am gonna... Oh, there we go. Yeah, let him have a little fight. Let me turn that one off for a bit. Sweet.
Someone help me!
Oh my god, you're alive? Oh, she just snapped to something. Cool. Can I not?
There's no sign of them. Send a description with the report.
No, come on. Oh shit. No! Ah, you son of a bitch. Why can't you do it? Son of a bitch. Where do I unlock that then? Oh, I just need a key. Who has the key? Probably one of these dead people, right? But it's not showing up. Oh, the key's over there? Okay. Now, gentle jog back. We're in business. Wrong place at the wrong time. Although he was probably employed to be here, so maybe... Yeah, maybe it's not his fault, but it's too late. It's definitely got to be his fault now, because he's dead.
That takes care of security. You can now access the elevator to the bunker.
I mean, I think I'd already taken care of security anyway, if we're being actually realistic. They dead. They all gone. Can't get that way? Okay. Be gone.
Begin searching.
Yeah, fuck it. Oh, there is more people still here?
Proceed to alarm location.
Fuck it. I'll take the lower ground. Tactically it's the best place to be. Well, you could just close that, I guess. Alright. Fuck it. Let's go see what Nigel's plans actually are. Might change my clothes now, you know. Now they're all going to be looking for a guard. Can I not change my clothes now? Ah, oh, son of a bitch. Oh, you cannot leave the bunker or swap operatives until Cass is defeated. That sounds like endgame shit, right? Is that actually the last mission? It does seem that way. There's not another one popping up there. Shit, if you literally reached the end of the game? Savage. I don't actually want to be this dude. Oh, fuck it. He's got the gun I want. I might as well just stick with him. Let's go. If this is the actual last mission, it does mean... Oh shit, hang on. I didn't actually save before. Not that I can choose a manual load anyway. They all just save over each other, I believe. Well... How long have we got before Stream Raiders? 2 minutes. Okay, I'm going to start Stream Raiders early, so we can just get started on this last mission. So, let me know if you've got, if you want me to hold on for a second for any troops to be put down. Otherwise, I will get this bad boy going. Although I couldn't put down a thing after that. I can't put down a spell if I go early, but... Let's go here quick. Okay, fuck it. Let's go. Oh, and you can place a spell once you've... Oh, okay, fair enough. That's still cool. Alright, so we'll do haste. And that'll give us all pace. Let's go. Fight. Yeah, I'm running fastest. Get wrecked. No, Becca, no! Oh wait, they were right, fine, that's cool, actually, yeah, sweet. And GG everybody, lovely done, lovely done. So, the winner is Almighty, GG. I know that's what you've been hoping for, yeah. So next it's a 2-skull battle, it's going to be easy, so put your best troops in. Do I have to pace Templars? Oh yeah, shit, he's looking baller. Okay, so, get your troops down guys, half an hour. And we're getting back to Watch Dogs in the meantime. Do that save again, and let's rock and roll. I'm ready. Let's do this. Would have preferred a different operative.
You've come to end it, have you, DedSec?
Yeah.
But haven't you figured it out yet?
No.
What our mutual acquaintance 0 Days...
I was going to say, don't we still have 0 Day shit?
My inevitable... inevitable reign. Or did we finish off then? And your downfall. Well, did we finish off then?
I was going to say, don't we still have 0 Day shit?
My inevitable reign. 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 My inevitable re
This is how it will always end.
I did have a dream it ended this way.
Natural order of people like me.
I really should have changed operative. I was a bit of a tit there. I really should have changed to the one that I wanted to be. We got the gun, but she had some other perks that were good, like tactical role.
Let me show you.
I'm sure it'll be alright. We just got to face a gunship now, anyway. Huh. Yeah. R2D2? You've joined the Empire, R2? Real shit.
Your weapons are useless against that drone Cat is wearing.
Does feel like
Complete
that.
the network bypass to power up the EMP stations. Cat has called in reinforcements. What a surprise.
Why would he do that? How would he do that? As well, like, how the fuck do they get in?
You ruined my plans, let's say, but only temporarily. I'll rid the city of new ones.
I mean, I could do it with a camera, man. Like, you ain't got any security cameras in your place? What's your deal? Could you not shoot me? I have this other dude already shooting me, and it's already aggravating enough, you know. Okay, I was wondering if they could turn. Oh, they can. Oh, nice. Now you're not. Now no one's on their own and everyone's happy. I feel like that's not going to be it, right? Oh shit, that's hurting me, isn't it? Destroy Nigel's prototype? Just what? Just shoot at it? Oh, I guess so. Oh! Alright, that makes sense. Oh shit!
Power up the next one with a network bypass.
More forces incoming. Check your tail.
Check your tail.
What you see is the future.
I need to get back up there, man. No, please.
You will not stand in my way.
I'm gonna try and stand in your way. Nigel, leave it out. Need to leave it out. Leave it out. Leave it out. Nigel. Nigel. No one likes you, Nigel. Goddamn smeghead. Smeghead. Am I gonna do something here? Here we go. Oh shit, I was stood up too quick. My guy got head rush, which in this game's just getting shot in the head a lot. Okay. Oh, yeah, I was gonna say, that's meant to stop it, right?
Heads up. He's called in reinforcements.
I mean, he's had constant reinforcements, has he not? Ow!
All your efforts, all your sacrifice.
Don't do those. Those are mean ones. Fuck that noise. Where is to start even? Okay. Oh shit, there's a man there. Oh, I was trying to run. You gotta give me time, Nigel, alright? It's a difficult scenario, okay? Oh, we're safe here for a little bit. Kind of. Oh, he can definitely shoot me here. Fuck me, please! Oh! Hey, and Leon! Thank you very much for the raid there, man. How you doing today? Hope you're doing swell. And if Amod doesn't mind doing exclamation mark SO, please. No, 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 don't. Get back. God damn it.
This is your chance to do some damage. Don't waste time.
Don't waste time. Oh yeah, shit, okay. I'm trying. Okay, cool. Molly Chan, lovely to see you. Josh, lovely to see you. Leon, you the man. How you doing today, buddy? And what were you playing today? Whew. Okay.
Let's get this over with.
You're still not dead? Have you just got night vision? You're playing a really sad game. Oh shit. What were you playing? What? Well, that was incredibly easy to beat him there. I thought he was going to have at least the higher level of health that some of the other NPCs have had. He didn't even have like top level health. God damn. Rush to the end because the mate is on his way to chill and watch Falcon and Winter Soldier. And that's, oh yeah, shit. I forgot that's out today. Also, Invincible is out today, which is on Amazon Prime, which is based on a Robert Kirkman comic book. But it's been really good so far. People should check it out.
Oh, it's a thankless burden.
Oh, thank you.
People will hate you
Thanks,
for it in
Nigel.
the end, even when it's for their own bloody good.
Yeah. You got done by a boy in a Busby.
I think we'll let the people decide.
Yeah, it's been good so far. I'm enjoying it. I haven't seen today's latest episode, but the previous, like, 3, I think that's out. They've been good.
Faith in people.
No worries, Leon. You have a great one, dude. And again, thank you very much for the raid. I hope you have a splendid day and a groovy weekend.
Well, I used to have faith in people too.
Is it?
I got a good man killed once.
You've got a lot of people killed, Nigel Cass. Just shut up and die. Also, if this is the final mission, it very much changes my interpretation of this game, because this is an incredibly weak final mission. I'm hoping it's not. I'm hoping it's just once you've gone in that particular bunker, you can't get out for, like, logic reasons.
Nigel Cass off the list. Shame. I think he would have made a smashing 0 day.
We have plenty of work still to do. Cass may be gone, but Albion won't disappear that easily. Expect the powers that be to find fresh excuses to keep them on the streets. That said, I think we've earned ourselves a bit of a rest. From 0 day as well.
So... is there more? I'm hoping there's more. I don't know if people say groovy anymore. Right, it's a fucking lovely term. I've mainly said it throughout my life because... Oh, my boy's here! How you doing, bro? How you been? I ain't seen it work in ages. Maddock. He's actually the bassist for Gorillaz. Okay, so we have a Dead Set chapter. Dead Set party. Well, if I'm going to be going to a party, we got to go as the dude I've been playing as mostly in this game. Which is this, my boy. Brandon. I never know their name. But yeah, I mainly say groovy because of Bruce Campbell and the Evil Dead. That's been my main reason for using it over the years, but it's also just a great term. A groovy term, if you will.
Want to see how much havoc we can cause today? I promise it'll be fun.
I'll see what I can do.
Yep. Okay, so attend the DedSec party. We're going to go have a party, which I imagine the highlight of the party will probably be the credits. I imagine that's where they're going to go with it. Might need to turn my light on soon as well, actually. You right? I've got to talk to DedSec friends. I'll talk to you in a minute. You guys crunking it out over here? Yeah, having fun. Good stuff. Do a little team photo quickly. West Ham for life, baby. Apart from the guy in the buzz booth. Oh yeah. Oh, nice. There we go. Isn't that lovely? Sweet. You got a face of objectives, you feel groovy phase coming on. Yes, get on it, Molly. At the moment, it's Ace and Fab. Previously, it's been Amazeballs, which nobody liked. I've been going for neat again recently, bringing neat back. Because it's pretty neat saying, you know. Oh yeah, we still got this jabroni in here. How you doing? How you doing, dickhead? You enjoying your dog food? Alright. What are you saying, Hamish? Neat's good, right? Yeah, neat is neat.
Does this mean you're joining the resistance? Nah, mate. Gotta maintain my free agent status. Not enough brewery traps in this place. Still, I'm glad we linked up. Don't know who else would have had the bollocks to take on Cass. Losing their psycho cult leader is gonna hurt Albion, no doubt. But
yeah, they'll get a new one.
They won't pack it in so easy.
They probably will.
Hope DedSec's got some fight left in it.
No, we're tired. Just want to be partying. You're bringing the mood down, buddy. Party. Oh yeah. Party. Let's get some beer. Just waterboard myself. That's how I like to get drunk. It's basically like asphyxiating. Oh, and it'll put on the badass music too. Let's go.
Oh, that hurt.
Too cold. It was too cold.
Inspector Caitlin Lau. I didn't think you'd be interested in partying with vigilantes.
I'm only human, and we've got a lot to celebrate.
Yeah, who doesn't like
Cass
parties?
finally got what was coming to him, and with Mary
Right,
gone,
if alcohol worked
Harry's
that quickly, at least you could keep counting each other on
DedSec
shots.
is making it hard to be a bad guy in London. Until the Met gets its bollocks back, I'm still on Team DedSec.
Someone chop off everyone in the Met's bollocks. That seems like a big thing. Yeah, you carry on dancing by yourself. Pretend you're the Ramones and shit. This music's way better than the stuff that was just on. The drunk music in this game is fire.
Now, taking a break from the hacktivism, are we?
A well-deserved one. Since we teamed up, the corporate class are thinking twice about fucking with London.
Is it?
See what happened to Castlehaven and pissing in their trousers. The tide is turning, mate. Keep fighting, and I'll fight along with you. Laters.
Latest taters. Sounds like Jodie Whittaker. I mean, maybe they got like... most of the voice acting in this game is just straight up awful. So, I know they got Stormzy in for a singular mission. No idea why, but maybe they spent all the money on like Stormzy and Jodie Whittaker. Could well be her. She was one of the more like... She's not a random, she is somebody who's like a quest giver of sorts. So they may well have done like more on their voices and stuff anyway.
What's so funny, Malik? Explain.
And spoil my one source of entertainment? I'll give you a hint. Spooky voice, catchy name, bit of a drama queen.
Batman.
Or did you just forget that you haven't actually found Zero Day? You looked at Albion, Sirs, the Kellys,
In Sky Bloody Larson. Have you ever considered that instead of looking outside,
Yeah, we haven't gone for Zero Day yet.
Looking in?
Oh shit, we got a mole?
Come talk to me.
Come talk to you? We're already talking. Alright, Bagley, it's a good time to talk. He's kind of half cut here, you know. Look at that nice light. Ooh.
All right, mate.
Sorry
Well
to
done,
spoil
Bagley.
the party, but we have an uninvited guest in the Dead Set network.
Yay.
They're downloading all the tech we've acquired to a remote device labeled Blue Britannia.
What the fuck?
Hey, good.
Dead Set.
Because if the game ended there, I would have been rating it super low after all the nice things I've said.
In a past life, this city needed a villain, and you.
Maybe it could still be ended here and it's just setting up another game or something, but hopefully
Now
not.
I have you playing a different role. While you've been running around trying to save this city, you've actually been arming us for a war.
Oh, is it?
But then, it doesn't always for us.
Oh my god, they're going to take the bullets out. They're going to take the bullets out of the dead people and reuse them.
Sometimes, once we've played
Smart bastards.
our role is to die.
That's not a good role.
Shit.
I wonder how much it pays though.
Zero Day stole everything.
Here's where I would remind you that I've been trying to warn you about the zero-day threat. If I was an unfeeling
You
machine,
ain't done shit, Bagley.
Noted, Bagley. Can you trace the signal or not?
I can't pinpoint the origin of the commands, but the admin accessed the drive through an IP range dedicated to autonomous vehicles. I have a general geolocation for it, and I suggest you make a visit now.
Okay. I was just pacing. I thought it'd be fun to pace for a bit. Except some crash pads down there. It'd be a cool set to skate down. Let's go. Okay, everything's going to be hunky-dory, I'm sure. Load up, we got hacked though. You totally should.
I've sent you the general location of the zero-day hacker's
I
signal.
love general
As
locations.
I said, I don't have their specific coordinates, so you'll have to search the area. Good luck and Godspeed.
Thank you, sir.
Sweet, here's my car.
Would you not look around at the nation
Okay.
that we've become and
Let's
think,
go.
hey Doc, put your life-saving treatment down. I'm going to take this free runway bus out of here. Now hold that pillow over my face until the stretching stops.
I just don't think we should think of it in such a negative
shit, we have
way.
the same
Don't think
car.
of it
How
as a medicine
embarrassing.
diet. Think of it as a series of healthy lifestyle swaps. Swap out the anti-inflammatories for antacids. Swap out the iron lung for the aluminium lung. Swap out MRI machines for Mary machines, which is just a lady called Mary telling you you're fine.
I don't know. MRI machines are pretty decent in my opinion.
Our society and our culture today is
Oh shit, sorry about that. London.
You're close to the origin point of the signal that hacked our network. The origin of the hacker's signal is really close now. It'll be coming from a van.
Let's close in on that van and grab whoever's inside.
The van is driverless, but it does seem to be protected by armed drones. So, new plan, keep close enough to it while I trace the controlling signal.
If I end up KIA, I'm blaming you.
I'll be sure to pass that on with your remains.
Oh god. I got to stop moving my mouse and just use my keyboard here.
There was nothing more to be done with food. We've done that. We can tick it off. We've done it. I was bored with food anyway. I've been eating it all my life. If you've been doing the same thing 3 times a day, 4, sometimes 7, or even 8 times a day, you're bound to get bored. And also, final positives, no more meal times. We have all our units, I say again, all units, we have reports of a hostile in your area. Over, understood control.
Oh shit. Where'd he go? Oh, he turned well, a sneaky bastard. I'm trying, like, the frames are just too shit to, like, shit. To try and actually get them whilst driving. Has my car just stopped? They fucked my car. There we go. Has it reset now?
Public health reasons, those are curious words. In case the public gets too healthy eating like Mediterranean mutton. It's like British food, but British tongues. Spelt, nettles, rabbit. That's all we need.
I'll just cut through here. Oh, why are you starting now? What's your issue? Well, I'm fucked, shit.
Soup of regret. Who needs a nice cheese when you can eat a lukewarm, unspecified rat meat pie with 0 spice?
Officer down. Officer struck by a vehicle. Nettles and bits of dead fox. That's all we need.
Okay, that went really well.
Danger. Vehicle in critical condition. Please exit immediately.
I thought you understood our partnership. You go out into the field, risking...
I'm sorry, Bagley.
and I do
But
hard.
shit went down.
I can't do hard
The frames were fucking awful.
Look, I'll even mark its new location on your map. Oh, thank you, Bagley. You're so clever.
I need a new car.
Oh, you're welcome, random operative.
Control, we are pursuing the target.
Okay, right, fucking hell. Most great, don't like it. Hey, fuck Nugget, is your go-to saying? Fuck Nugget's a good one, yeah, for sure, Zeus. And Norris Bakura, you have a great one, man. We'll catch you soon. Have a lovely evening, dude. And yeah, how you doing today, dude? GTA even more epic, right? It's in London. Don't upset Molly or she'll become kawaii Molly. Oh shit, really? What happens then? Yeah, what's that?
We're on their tail. Over.
They're not on my tail.
Negative. No sign of the target yet. All units force this suspect to stop. There's our target. Over.
That's it. I'm calling off the pursuit.
Actually, that car's already a bit fucked. I was going to take that one because I'm going to need a good armoured car. Maybe even this one?
Out! I don't want to hurt you.
Oh, bless. He did get out. I need to do a turn. Sorry about that. And when I said I didn't want to hurt you, that was obviously a lie too, apparently. Could be being scary, but it's a nice thought. Hang on, let me see what I missed. Kawaii equals scary. Kawaii equals cute. Oh, okay. Oh, fair play, nice. We're learning. Isn't it lovely? Oh, this is the van. I thought I was following that other thing. Fuck. I thought, for some reason, I thought I was following this big thing. Fuck. Oh, come on, this quick hacking shit's bullshit. It's not even quick. Yeah, get that, you bitch. This one's just too slow. Welcome back, Mojo baby. Why am I just plowing over pedestrians? Why are they getting in my way is the better question, wouldn't you say? I'm clearly a maniac. Oh fuck, this is where I lose them. Fuck, and it'll reset. Joe, fuck off. Oh, they zapped me. No! This is when I get fucked up. Oh, this is bullshit! If they zap me, you're fucked. Mission over, basically. But you can only, you can only proper fast hack them once. Like, you have to wait for it to charge. Like, what the fuck?
Control, we're pursuing the suspect.
Can't I just destroy the car? That'd be so much easier. I fucking hate this mission so much. Where is he? Oh, he's gone down that way? Fuck.
the suspect.
Stop sending drones. Fuck's sake.
Control, we have an RTA at my location.
This fucking mission, man. This is a shit mission because you have to drive through London, which is super...
Danger.
God damn it, man.
Critical conditions.
It's
Please
failed
exit
again.
immediately.
You can't, like, quick hack them fast enough. There's nothing you can do to, like, stop them. You just have to have them basically happen. It's a ridiculously dumb final play or, like, end game type mission. You can, like, destroy one at a time. There's a wingman shooting out the window. That's right, yeah. There should be, like, blatantly need, like, a wingman hanging out the window shooting the drones for you. Like, yeah, this shit.
Danger.
I'm not Will Robinson. You don't need to keep telling me there's danger.
Target is long gone. Disengage. Over and out.
Okay. This is a ridiculously dumb mission so far. Or did we just get it? Did it just... Is it allow... Or do we have to go back there to restart this now, or...
I thought you understood our partnership. You go out
Bagley,
to the field,
Bagley, I will
risk
slap you up
liberty,
so
and
hard.
I do hard bits, but I can't do hard bits if you don't stay close enough to the target. Look, I'll even mark its new location on your map.
Bagley, I will slap you up so
Bagley, you're so
hard.
clever
No,
and
fuck
kind
you,
to do anything
Bagley.
for me.
Fuck you,
Oh,
Bagley, you
well,
piece
look
of
at
shit.
them, Optiv.
How about you grow a body and do the shit yourself?
This is London Calling. You're listening to me, Tash, on Buccaneering. Your source for what they don't want you to know.
Right, let's try and keep a
This
good
time we're turning
distance
our
this
focus
time.
Back on the media to look at my former employer, the GBB. As we know, the broadcaster has been through a lot of changes since the Hassani government gave in to pressure from its corporate backers and privatised the corporation. Today, the GBB is a shadow of its former self. It's become a tool used by the government.
Why is he driving so fast and erratically? How's... I mean, he doesn't know I'm chasing him.
Where did it all go wrong? How can we tell when our national...
He's going way faster than he was going in the van.
Our experts...
So you can't stealth it because you have to keep up with him going ridiculously fast.
Moving in hostile direction. Built up by journalists and torn down by Democrats all over the world.
So before the media fragmented, there was this voice of authority that was trusted and worthy of trust. Then what we ended up with is a really commercial model where whether you're talking about a smart device
Fuck's
or
sake.
whether you're talking about a broadcaster, the most important thing is to keep you in that environment for the longest amount of time possible.
Drones are on their way to the suspect.
That meant money in their pocket.
Come on, few more seconds.
A couple of things happen. One,
Fucking hell.
the use of manipulated techniques around behavioral economics, things that would just keep you scrolling or keep you listening or keep you...
Oh shit. Is this safety? I feel like I'm safe now, right?
Is that kind of environment favors sensationalism. And so you got more sensational headlines and more sensational stories, and it didn't matter whether they were true or not. It just kept people in and kept them in the loop. So we ended up in a...
These drones are making me drive very erratically. All this murder is... It's not necessary, you know. Oh, Stream Raiders. We'll do that in just a mo.
For an authoritarian voice
It's got loose 5-0.
say, no, wait, we are the truth. The ground for this environment really got created when we had suddenly authoritarian politicians everywhere.
Okay. This is what hacker nerds try and be extra man, get back in the base and leave the action 20, right? Yeah. These guys just need to get on Reddit and tell people how great they are.
Trace complete. The signal controlling the van originated in the Stockwell war bunker. Good chance that's where Zero Day has been operating this whole time. If so, they certainly have a flair for the dramatic.
Will this hit me?
The dramatics. Send me the
Little bit.
coordinates.
Oh, oh. Hey, 2 for 1. Who farted? Red. Okay, let's do Stream Raiders quickly. So, let's... What does high ground do again? That's what buffs ranged fire rate by 100%. Fuck it, I never use this one. Let's just go for it. There's a... Do roast count as ranged? They throw shit, right? I don't know if we have any ranged in here or not, actually. Oh well. Oh wait, Bomber over there's ranged. Little dwarf dude. We got this one though, look at it. Easy. Yeah, definitely easy. It's not bad. Damn. Someone with a dodgy colon farting blood clouds. Jesus, blood clouds. Yeah, that doesn't sound fun. I'll definitely go to the doctor if I was fighting blood clouds. Or maybe it's the first time it's happened to them, so they haven't had time to go to the doctor yet. That's the only logical thing I can think of. But GG, guys. So, Iron and the Mighty get it. Nice, nice. We're going for a free skull this time, silver chest, which means you could get stuff that might defeat werewolves or vampires. Always good to keep in mind. So I'm going to put down this prayer. We've got to smash through walls, I think. Anyway, half an hour to get your troops in. Get.
So they would crucify them.
Okay.
And that's...
Let's go here. Werewolves always attacking your flat? Well, there you go, man. That's why you need to win some silver.
You're near the Stockwell bunker.
Winnable silver has a lot more magic to it than just bought silver too.
0 Day.
0 Day, I've heard of them. Oh shit, it's just like a... Oh, I thought it was a fun fair for a second. Get wrecked, nerd. Get pressed. Bless up. Straight up. Just when you think you got rid of the zombies. I know, man. You have to like have completely different like weapon arrays for them as well. It's annoying.
Some sort of copycat game. You'll need to solve it to gain access to the lower level.
I can do anything. Buy my own diamonds and my own rings. I don't actually buy any diamonds or rings, but I still buy them myself. Shit, don't stop! Right, matching games. As long as it's not memory-based matching. You cannot leave the banquet or swap operatives until you have confronted 0 Day. Maybe I should come back in with the other lady. This guy's good for stealthing, but he's, if shit hits the fan, he's not going to be able to cope. So I should probably come as... what's her face? The professional hitman. I need to get out of restricted area first, okay. That song like Decades Bay popped into your head? Yeah, boy. You will bang that on at the next break for shoresies. So this has been my main dude, but I think I will switch to the other lady because she's just not good at stealthing. This is where I need somebody with a stealth weapon and a semi-automatic. Because, yeah, he's got a singular stealth pistol. But she has a Desert Eagle and a G36. So it's like double ammos, but they're all loud. But I think we're going to go with her. Because the final missions usually get a bit loud, don't they? Okay. Let's do the potential final mission. I gotta say, the missions in this have been nowhere near as, like, good or even, like, cohesive, like, or, I wouldn't say cohesive, maybe, but they don't fit as well together as they did in Watch Dogs 2. Like, actually having Marcus and his group's story in Watch Dogs 2, it was so much more, like, personal. Like, I'll always remember Marcus as a cool character, whereas with this game, it would just be like, I remember London looking cool, but been a bit disappointed, storyline-wise. I'm ready. Oh, I wasn't paying attention because you... Yeah, start again. I guess that was wrong. Now I'm dead. Oh, hello.
Ouch. Don't say I didn't warn you. Well, I'd be careful not to muck it up next time. No pressure.
Oh, okay. Just... Jeez, I didn't know I had to pay attention for a memory thing. Must admit, I hate the million characters approach. Can't even mix and match. But yeah, see, I like recruiting people to your thing, but I feel like the game would have worked a lot better if you recruited people with certain abilities. You could then use that ability, like it taught you it basically. So you could then like mix and match on that front. That would have been a lot better for me. And then you could still have everybody comes in, and even if then you can switch to characters for the missions if you want to, but like you still have your main person that you can customize. But yeah. I guess Ubisofts preemptive attempt to stop Sons of Crybaby was boycotting because they weren't represented as a playable character. I mean, it's cool that you can play as anybody, but there has been a lot of sacrifices to make that happen. But the story, yeah, I suppose because you don't have a main person to focus on the story, it just didn't really follow well. Fidge.
This security is too new to be a World War II thing.
Nah, I saw this when I was in World War II. Oh, you're doing more? That's cheating. Ah! 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 It doesn't even repeat the fucking pattern, man, like the sound. It'd be better if it did the sound. If it does a third one, we're fucked. I'm not going to remember more than that. Ah, no. Okay. Please be right, please be right. Oh, I hate memory shit. Not to get over my eyes, it's kind of ruined the game story because it was a player in it. Yeah, see, I mean, the thing is, like, they've done ridiculously good job with London. Like, I can't stop saying how much I love how they've done the actual game, like, London-wise. But, yeah, it's just not personal. There's no, like... It doesn't, even though there's been like stuff you're going for, it doesn't feel like there's a driving force in the game. You've had you've had like 5 different enemies, like main bosses, and you've just done like a mission. You've done like a small set of missions, beat them. Small set of missions, beat them. The vast majority of the content of this game has been recruiting people and like collecting the tech points around the city. The actual missions haven't been long at all either. And it's a fun one to dick about with for sure, but like I mean, I got this on sale anyway, but I'd just maybe say wait for a bigger sale. If this ever goes down to a tenner, pick it up. It's fun enough for a tenner. I paid 20 quid for it. It was on sale for 25, and I used like Ubisoft points to Oh shit! I just have to keep running, right? And I used Ubisoft points to get like a further 20% or some shit. I think they probably just thought it'd be a cool mechanic. I mean, it is, but it's a bit overplayed now. Like, I wouldn't mind it for a bit, but it'd be still cool if there was, like, an actual leader who had emerged for them. Yeah, if you see any... That's it. Get rid of that dude for me. No. Spider bitch. There's also been way less shit to hack in this. Like the hacking's been way less in this one, yeah. Like even the fact you can't even do like traffic lights in this one. There's traffic lights in London. It wouldn't have been as cool as the crossing traffic lights that they have in like San Francisco, but it still worked. I do have Watch Dogs 1, so I might give that another go at some point as well. See what see what the OG was actually saying.
Alright, listen. We found 0 Day Central, and it looks like nobody's home. Bags, anything we can use in here?
It's not authorized.
It's just gonna be Bagley, innit? They said you need to look within or some shit, so it's gonna be Bagley.
You around?
By apparently I can't say. Can I say this is really fucking annoying? Oh well, there's that at least.
Jim, someone's hacking into Bugley. Listen,
Dun, dun,
but exercise caution.
Yes, I may be able to analyze individual data points. Suggest you make this a quick investigation.
Why are you walking?
I'm picking up
Why are you swaggering? We got running to do.
Possible they are searching for 0 Day as well.
Shit, clone machine.
This is the Bagley source code, a copy of my brain from
Oh shit.
Procotech.
Clone and Bagley, yes,
Applied in
okay.
Sky Larson's lab.
After watching all three but only playing one, I think the first one looks like the best, but you love the dank Chicago streets. That's fair. I think, like, I know people have a lot of love for Aiden Pierce. I haven't really, like, I obviously didn't play it that much at all, so I never got into, like, that part of it, but, like, I really liked Watch Dogs 2. I really liked Marcus, but, I can understand why maybe people played first were a bit more turned off, because it was a lot more goofy, you know? In a way that I liked, but, yeah.
Zero Day has a backdoor into Filament, that deep surveillance supercomputer Malik was so concerned about.
Also, if Zero Day is still in our information, aren't they just going to find out that we're here straight away? They already know we're here. This is just going to be a setup, right?
Zero Day appears to be running the chip track.
Which more games set in dark, dotty hoods? Yeah, 2 right, man, yeah. They're the funnest to, like, texture-wise as well. They're the funnest to do, like, something proper grimy and shit. You know? That should be a lot of fun.
I'm detecting some devices over in the crash pad that could fill in some details.
Crash pad, hey? Nice little slide in there. It's Piggly. Oh, is it that one random operative we have?
Ouch, that looks like a stinger. Eh? Oh, ease up, please.
It's the other side. I don't even know any of my characters' names. I think he might be in my crew. I'm not entirely sure. I think he is.
It's the wrong mask, though.
Fuck you. We didn't set that bomb. We defused it.
Even if I was,
Like, I think he's one of the people I recruited, but I can't actually be sure.
Do you think it really matters at all?
I guess it doesn't matter. Sorry, Nigel, yeah.
Since when does Albion get to play judge, jury, and executioner? You have no jurisdiction in London.
Oh, kaboom. Oh shit, double kaboom.
Oh, I do now.
If he was someone I recruited, then that's incredibly
Listen
mean.
up.
Although he's probably
Give
just
all
been
your
arrested.
units to move in and lock down the city.
I mean, maybe the game's about to take a
medical
more
aid.
positive turn
Help
here,
the
story-wise.
And guns out. Let's make it look good for the fucking camera.
I mean, I feel like we are heading to the end now, but if this is just setting up, like, the final act with, like, a good amount to still do, maybe it would change opinion about it a bit more. Most people I know don't like Aiden Pierce, and in some way, okay, he's a boring, monotone kind of protagonist. You say, yes, pretty bland, but to me it just made him more realistic and just like that kind of thing. If you're in a dingy area, you're going to be a dingy character, you know? You're not going to be super happy that you're living in a shithole.
Safe house, almost like someone tipped him off. But I suppose you'll put this together in your own time.
Oh, you just told me, so I've put it together now. Hey, it's a PC. Let's look at some porno. Also known as pornography.
It's time for a hard reset.
Hi, Sabine. Oh, it was you all along? Was it? She was a background character anyway.
Is London burning?
Oh, parts of it.
Then I've held up my end.
Okay, so Sabine was a double agent. I mean, she was just someone who gave you quests. You never even really met her.
I was rather counting on that one, to be honest.
This is still the largest terror attack in London's history. If you can't work with that...
Oh, I won't then. But the deal is off.
Do you know who you're fucking with, Mr. Cass?
I know you set off bombs.
You're not
across the
Batman,
city
so
and fucked
don't
your
have to be too
friends.
worried. I need to turn my light
I
on.
don't know what mischief you'll get up to with a big girl toy like Filament. Cleaner this way, love.
Uh-oh.
She's running. Get her.
Their one weakness, lights.
Sabine?
Okay, give me 2 seconds. I'm just going to go turn my light on. Might as well look at this screen. Get your troops in. Okay, back to it. Oh. Okay, that's a bit bright. I'll turn it down in a bit.
Can't be right. She brought us together. How could she be the one that killed DedSec?
She's a
All those people.
penis, that's why. Hang on 2 secs. Just gonna turn the brightness down a bit on this. That's a bit better. There we go. Groovy.
Explains why she wiped my memory.
You've always wanted to play a savagely realistic RPG set in prison where you have to increase your reputation, make connections, stuff all the while maneuvering prison gains. No bright side, just routings. Too right, man. That game that I played, No Way Out, I was hoping that would focus a lot more on the actual prison part of it before the prison escape. But you actually got out of the prison pretty quick on it. But I would like a game like that, but proper, not just like low budget, you know what I mean? Like more full on, like good graphics and shit. Drool Britannia. I guess it's now a dog.
Here, Jewel Britannia. It's a CTOS patch? Cha, I don't know how to stop it.
Turn it
no
off.
one can stop it.
Oh my god, it's you.
So, impressed?
Nah.
Could be. What's Jewel Britannia?
It's society's big wipe.
Huh.
While DedSec runs
Like we don't have to buy
around
toilet paper anymore?
fixing bugs, I'm deleting the source code. Frying the hardware too.
Oh.
All of it. It's actually a beautiful thing you've done by helping to steal all that tech.
Something tells me we got different versions of beautiful, Miss Ting. So let me
Get
ask
'em.
you something. When's the rest of Zero Day turning up?
Oh, it's just me. I learned very early on that no one was willing to make real sacrifice for change. In the end,
I mean, it looks cool, but
history's
yeah, high budget
actors
RPG set in
work
prison with no
alone.
punch.
You
That
got
pulls no
mommy on daddy
punches and
issues,
Pandas
mini
nobody would be
boat.
the shit. Probably with rare one day buys.
I had
Day
told
one
you
buys, sorry.
might
Yeah,
at
yeah,
least
for sure.
understand why I did it.
Yeah, man.
I will
Especially if,
recruit.
like, saying there's like different outcomes and shit you can have
I
by
am
debating different
sorry.
games and that.
But once again, DedSec has outlived its usefulness.
See if you can even survive your like term and shit.
Millions will suffer today. It's an honor to die among them.
Is it? Okay. Well, at least if we die, at least I know it was an honour. Right here. I forgot to close my curtain. My lights are under my curtains are open now, so.
I think it's time to crack the security system and open the blast.
Well, I got a good few of them there. Oh, you're invisible, fucking predator motherfucker. I see you. I guess I'll just wait here until the blast doors are done, actually. That's probably the easiest. Oh, fucking hell. Someone's enjoying their music, isn't they? Let's read. Time for reading. That's it. Predator thinking he can get the drop on us, motherfucker? It's my house. Well, it is technically their house, but... Actually, no, it's... Are these, like, Albion or police, or is this actually, the enemies thing? What are they called again? I can't remember what they're called now, shit.
I've unlocked the doors. I suggest you make a swift and safe escape.
Fucking budget ass DedSec with their budget ass prodigy. How do I get out? That's the door. I ran out this way, maybe. Yeah. Excuse me.
You'll need to find another exit.
I'll find your exit.
Albion has dispatched personnel to intercept operatives across the city.
Me getting some heat here.
Well, that explosion timed very well with the music. I do need some help.
They just won't give up.
They are just going to keep spawning, right? I can't go until my health's like leveled out. Like my health won't level out until I can clear these jabronis more. There we go, I should clear some of them. Oh shit. Fucking Predator living a bomb blast and shit. How many of you do there need to be? I suppose a lot more because they're not doing too well. As long as I don't press forward now, we're fine. I knew they were listening. Haha, jabronis. Nice roll, nice roll. Where were these nerds even coming from? Whew. On the last series of PJ, yeah man, I know, it's way too short, right? As soon as you finish it, you want to carry on. At least the movie is meant to be out this year at some point, so we've got more coming. But yeah, it's just a shame, man. I'm wondering what they're gonna do as well. Like if after the movie, that is it, they're done not making any shows or movies of PG people just do nothing.
Yes,
like,
brilliant work.
what's the plan? You know, are they gonna go off and make like another show together, like with a different scenario, or what? You know, I want to see what happens. Not that I wouldn't mind more people just do nothing if they want to pick that back up. I'd watch that for like. That'll be the English, like It's Always Sunny for me. Like It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia started to go downhill a bit, but I'll always keep watching it, you know.
Every turn. I'm experiencing something similar.
And I'm sure there's still some dope ass shit left to come.
Sabina's leaked your location to Albion.
Oh, you shit.
Operatives are currently compromised.
You shit.
I
I
suggest
was
you
trying to have a
avoid
drink of
London
water.
or any
Oh,
large
come on! Oh, come on! What the fuck is happening here? Jesus. Oh, you slut. Oh, you're such bastards! Oh my god. Yeah, fuck off. God damn. They've never been this hardcore. Is it because they think we blew up London? Like, what? I mean... Lots of people probably have done that. Oh, I couldn't see where I'm going. Right. Oh, it was an actual ambush, actually. It was 5D ambush. I didn't notice it said that. Ooh, shit. Yeah, you jog on, mate. You jog on. You jog on. Like, literally, jog on. Jog on. Hey, MPTW! How you doing, my man? Got our old boy PT up in chat. PGJ and Never Died, they could definitely get more quality series in. For sure. Man, what is this? Ah. But yeah, for sure. I'd be so up for more, man. Oh god. So instead, in my opinion, you don't know how many stories behind you are. Like, the latest series wasn't as bad. But I think there was a series or two they didn't actually write much on. Whereas I think they've got back to actually writing duties a bit more, so it has got a bit better. But there was a season or two that was quite lacking. And then I found out like they hadn't actually written a lot of it. So I was like, that also makes some sense potentially then. And chilling, nice. Among Us later maybe? Well, I'm potentially going to try a couple of different games later. So we're maybe going to try Totally Reliable Delivery Service if we can get enough people. I think it's 4-player. I don't know if Bakura's going to be out for the whole night or not. So it depends if we can get 4 people or not for that. And then there's also a game that's currently got open beta called Knockout City, which is like a PvP dodgeball. So I really wouldn't mind giving that a try again. And that's free as well at the moment. Like, anybody can get into the beta. So if people did want to do that, we could definitely give that a go. Whee. Same time, never say never. Oh. Oh shit. Oh, actually I'll take this car, it's much nicer. I need space to reverse. No time. That's correct.
A great, fantastic, viral story.
Fucking trees.
That story. But the truth, the only way you can counter it is by saying, no, they didn't. And of course, no one wants to spread that.
Good parking job.
No one wants to hear that. They want to hear it.
What can you handle? Who are you? Dan Can. What are you doing, mate? You're right. Oh shit. You're a gooner. What was I gonna do? He supported the opposite football team to me. I mean, that's just how we do. Dirty gooners. The last season you watched was a massive disappointment. You can't remember which season it was though. Yeah, I think I remember when you were watching it. I remember like we were chatting about it when you were watching it, and yeah, there was disappointing stuff. I think the next season was better. I think there was one more season after, and it was better. But there was still some shitters in it, but there were some good episodes in it as well. When you start this briefing, all activities, recruitments, and missions will be locked. They'll be available again once you complete or choose to abandon the mission. Okay, so we are fully at the last thing now. Okay. I need a piss, so I'm gonna do that again. So we've only had one break so far today, right?